result. How much more would happen if we were like that? And every time I speak or get a chance to sit with Dad for however long, there's one phrase he always uses. And I don't know if it's intentional or what, but I've become super sensitive to it. He first said it once while we were driving some other time and said, "Son, be willing to pay the sacrifice of alignment." And I took that word and I have never left it since then. Elisha was able to replicate and do double of what his father did because of what? Alignment. When Elijah was leaving, he told Elisha, "When you see me go up, you will get a double portion of my mantle." So Elisha needed to make sure that he's looking at his father till it disappears. And because of that alignment, he caught the double portion and he walked with it. We as Christians need to change from being those guys who just make noise when they go to church or come back and intimidate us when they're done. We need to be those guys. In fact, in Acts chapter 17, verse 6, there was a commotion that happened in Thessalonica when Paul and Silas were in Thessalonica and they were doing crazy stuff. They were turning the whole city to Jesus Christ. And these guys who were offended, the Jews that were jealous in verse 5, it says they went into the house of Jason, captured him because they were looking for Paul, and Silas did not find him, pulled this guy and brought him before the kings and said, in verse 6, they say something so special. Verse 6, it says, "And they found them and when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren out unto the rulers of the city, crying, 'These that have turned the world upside down.'" They're pointing to Christians. They've turned the world upside down. How many worlds are we turning upside down? Are we turning this world upside down? You can't say yes because there's no result of that. There's no proof of that. In actual fact, we're proving to the world that we are not turning the world upside down. In fact, we've turned the government, we've become a pity party to the government. But last time I checked, my Bible tells me that the government shall be upon his shoulders. Speaking of Jesus. And Jesus is the head, we are the body. The shoulders are part of the body. So in other words, the government should be on our shoulders. The government is our burden and baby. But we've become babies to the government. Why? Because there came a time when we had an opportunity to reveal the kingdom of God to the government of this world. We treated it like a dog on a leash and we said, just go. Till the point where we lost connection. If one Daniel can rise in government, none of this will happen. And if one Daniel will rise in all these organizations, we will see that, you know what? This world needs Jesus more than it does a vaccine. What made Daniel be taken seriously? The results. What made Daniel be taken seriously? The results. What made David be taken seriously? The results. What are our results? Do we complain and look depressed everywhere we go? Or do we take charge of atmosphere and turn them upside down till they look like the kingdom of God? And one of the problems that is happening is because we ourselves have not seen this kingdom. We ourselves have lived a life that is void of this kingdom. We have sidelined ourselves. Like I said earlier on, we want to live from this dimension and access what is in God. No. It's like the son of a king saying, I'm going to leave the palace and go into the streets. And then whenever I give my phone call, yes, they will come.